So to start, this is ECS, Trusted Advisor, CloudTrail, CloudFormation, VPC, S3, Machine Learning, EFS, Route 53, Elasticsearch, API Gateway, CloudWatch, Data Pipeline, Simple Email Service, and a bunch of other stuff, okay? So,
okay, yes. If we are reading quietly, yes.
Oh, okay, I'll wait for everyone to settle down.
Yes.
And I'll keep continuing with my monologue. So you would have Cognito, you would have WAF, Lambda, RDS, DynamoDB, Cloud Search, IAM, Inspector, Glacier, Elastic Cache, Redshift, Storage Gateway, Elastic Beanstalk Application, EC2. Most of you guys are familiar. Data migration, Snowball, Opswork, Service Catalog, GameLift, IoT, Mobile Analytics, Elastic Load Balancer. Okay.
Okay,
So
let's go.
I guess now we can start.
Hold on. Maybe everybody sit to the front would be better for photos.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, some stuff is together. So try to sit to the front, please.
This is the bottom line. Choosing the is the bottom line. Okay, you can stay here. Then come here next to my spot. You cannot run away. Yes.
So with all of the AWS products, we're not going to talk all about them. I chose some of them, and there's an agenda behind it too. So I'm going to talk about AWS ECR, ECS, Batch, CloudWatch, Redshift, Elasticsearch, RDS, S3, Lambda, and some security compliance and monitoring tools like policies, Trend Micro, Benafi Certificate Management, Red Hat Satellite, Spacewalk, and Hackbot. Okay. So first things first, remember the logo, and remember that when I talk about each of the product, all of them are scalable, reliable, fault tolerant. That's the running theme across all products. Okay. So we start with Amazon EZR. Basically, it's a managed AWS Docker registry service that is secure, scalable, and reliable. Okay. Here's how ECR works. You would use that to do some encryption and to control some images. And you can add versioning, tagging, and manage image lifecycles. With ECR, you can easily run containers. And containers, you would have ECS, that's your Elastic Container Service. And Amazon EKS, that's your Elastic Kubernetes Service. Okay. So we're just going to do some brief overviews, and we'll have questions later. And next is the ECS. So it's basically container orchestration service that supports Docker containers, okay? So one thing to note that is most of the AWS products only supports Docker. Some of the products only supports Docker, okay? So with now, you see.
What is the difference between container and Docker?
Oh, he would be explaining that actually. So later. Amazon Container Elastic Container Registry is the one that could manage this one, okay? And now when you have your ECS, now you can define your application and you can launch EC2 or AWS Fargate. So the main difference between this one is EC2, you provision virtual machines, and in Fargate, you provision containers, okay? Next. So I won't say this already because it's a running theme. It's always like that in AWS integration. So I'll skip this one. When to use it? It will be good to use for batch processing, application migration to the cloud, machine learning, and microservices. And some of the customers that ECS have is McDonald's. They build their home delivery system with ECS. GoPro reduced their compute footprint by 70%. Ubisoft to give seamless playing for multiplayer online. Okay, next would be AWS Batch. So basically, AWS Batch would let you do batch computing. What is batch computing? Basically, batch computing is things that you need to run a lot of data simulations like analysis, financial risk, and Monte Carlo simulations. And again, integrated with AWS, cost is good, fully managed. And again, how does it work? Basically, you would need your files, and basically files are inside an S3 storage. And then now you would use AWS Batch now to run tools to make appropriate analysis using the big data you got here. And now you can put it back to your storage for further analysis or put an output. So this one is an example for like a financial services. Looks the same, but an example for life sciences drug screening for biopharma. Files, batch compute, big data, storage. Okay. This one is digital media. Almost the same. The difference is you launch jobs here and manage licenses and put it back to your storage. Okay. So Amazon CloudWatch, some of us already have tried this. Whenever you do AWS Lambda, you can check your logs in CloudWatch. So basically, it helps you with monitoring and management service. Again, it's good for developers and site reliability engineers and IT managers. The benefits, again, it's easy to collect data, monitor stuff across your AWS resources. And basically here, you would see CloudWatch can collect, monitor, act, and analyze. And now everyone can be visible on what's happening to your system. Almost the same. Almost the same. Okay. So again, these slides will be shared to you. So that's why I go fast for some of them. That one is with Lambda. Log analytics. Okay, now with Amazon Redshift. So Redshift is basically an AWS product for data warehousing. You will question, what is data warehousing? So data warehousing is different from database, okay? If you have a normal database, you can run data analytics on a small scale. Like even if you have like MySQL, MariaDB, or whatever DB you have, you would still need an additional application to do big analysis, and that's what you call data warehousing. So now with Amazon Redshift, you can do that data warehousing too. So running team, faster performance, deploy, cost-effective, scale, query data, secure. Okay. Again, how does it work? You input data, and you get an output. Okay. Customers would be Yelp, FINRA, Pinterest, Johnson & Johnson. Like for FINRA, it tries to check billions of transactions, and that would help with like intelligence, BI intelligence, and other companies. Next is Elasticsearch service. So if everyone knows, Elasticsearch is a search optimization engine. So with Elasticsearch, with AWS Elasticsearch, you would have that manage Elasticsearch. Okay, so it would be easy for you to deploy, secure, and operate Elasticsearch. This is another running theme with AWS products. They would have a lot of products that would manage different products. Again, with AWS Kubernetes. So how does it work? Again, you have input, metrics, messages, config, info, documents. Use the Elasticsearch service, and you would have log analytics, application monitoring, full text search. Okay, so search optimization is usually used for like very big document repositories, and you need to query fast. So an example would be an online library, and you would need that fast querying search. Again, easy to deploy, scalable, highly available, cost-effective, secure and compliant, So again, once you start learning the AWS concept, you would definitely know this already. Again, use cases, full text search, clickstream analytics, customers, Expedia, Accenture, and even internal customers, Prime Video. So one thing to note that in Amazon, a lot of them also have their own problem they want to solve. And usually they try to look around for different AWS products and what fits on their use case, and then they use it, okay? Amazon Relational Database Service. So this is just a database. Again, you can also do analytics, but not so much. And everything that you put here, again, it needs to be stored on S3 too. So now AWS supports a lot of DB engines like MySQL Server, PostgreSQL, Amazon Aurora, MariaDB, Oracle, and MySQL. Benefits, skip that. Use cases, web and mobile. Customers, Netflix, Airbnb, Bandai, GE. Just so you know, Netflix is one of the big customers of AWS. That's why they are able to scale very fast. And if you, one trivia is that they would really benefit from this scaling because let's say, okay, we go home right now, right? Well, once we go home, we start watching Netflix, and it will really ramp up their server usage. With this auto scaling and elasticity, it will be easy for them to provision servers. And once everyone is sleeping, and then decommissions those servers. So it's very cost effective for them. Amazon S3. So with Amazon S3, it basically is just a storage. Think of it like your Dropbox, your Google Drive. So any interactions with any AWS products that need you to store something, it goes to here. That's it. It's just a repository. How does it work? This one example is for the S3 batch operations, and we're not going to talk about it. Again, benefits, same. Use cases, definitely it's used for backup and restore, disaster recovery, archiving, data lakes, big data analysis, hybrid cloud storage, cloud native application data. So one thing to note with S3, there's also a lot of sub-Amazon products with S3. So you would have S3 redundancy, S3 glacier, S3 snowball. So with different kinds of sub S3 products, you would benefit from them. Just for an example, if you use the S3 glacier, one thing that you would benefit from that is you got more data for the cost. But because you would use that for, let's say, regulatory requirement that you don't need frequent access. So that's why you just need it once a year, once in a while. So even though the cost is higher to grab the data, it's definitely cheaper to put like 40 petabytes of data than just using the normal S3. AWS Lambda. This is the AWS product we're going to work on with the serverless workshop. So one thing that you need to know, basically, you don't need to provision or manage any server, and you only pay for compute time you consume. So again, no charge when your code is not running. So how does it work? We're going to have this same workflow with our workshop. We'll upload your code to AWS Lambda or write your code in Lambda's code editor. Set up your code to trigger, and then use AWS Lambda, and then now pay for what you could use or compute. Yep.
When we come to the workshop next Tuesday around this time, in this room, are we going to bring our computers from?
So we're currently doing this workshop 2 to 5 p.m. Actually 4 to 5 p.m. And you're welcome to join if you want to come in. And we have created the module ready to do this workshop. It's easy to follow. Just bring your laptop. Oh, the T-Mobile? No. Okay. Use cases. Skip that. Real-time file processing. You can use that when your photograph is taken, and then definitely upload to S3, and then event is triggered, which is Lambda. And now, let's say the Lambda function is resizing the image. So So that's one of the uses. Real-time streaming using Amazon Kinesis, and then Lambda is triggered, and DynamoDB, and then social media trend data immediately available for business users to create. So you need that immediate function to compute. ETL. Okay, next. So use cases for the IoT for Lambda. So you would see you can use it for farming. Like let's say you have tractor sensors, and now you need Kinesis to capture and stream data, and then trigger Lambda and then output. Let's say, oh, I need to replace my tires. I need to replace my oil. Okay. The same case. Mobile backend, getting status updates, and then triggering Lambda to do notification using Amazon simple notification service. Web application, S3, API gateway, Lambda, and DynamoDB. So after this AWS product, we're now gonna change it a bit, and now we're gonna talk about security compliance tools. So first thing that we have is the Qualys Vulnerability Assessment Platform. Basically, it can locate, identify, and assess vulnerabilities so that it can be prioritized and corrected before they are targeted and exploited by attacks. Okay. So it's agent-based detection, constant monitoring, VM for perimeter-less world, comprehensive coverage for visibility alerts, and then some screenshots. So this is the map results. With this tool, you can immediately see your topology and see where your vulnerabilities are. And then this is how it looks like with the scanning. And then these bars have like explanation too, the red bars. That's their severity level. Basically, there's minimal and you don't want to be in the urgent because it means that you're super vulnerable and attackers can just access you right away. Shred Micro Deep Security. Basically, it's an advanced security, server security for physical and cloud servers. So you would have network security, system security, and malware prevention. CI/CD, image scanning with your containers. And here's how it would look like. So one thing that we would see a running theme to this security tools is definitely we'll have like a file directory. We can see all the files, all your instances, and you can check whether or not they are secure. So another one is Venafi. Venafi is a certificate management platform. So with them, they also did a survey that most of the people do manual tracking and management of their certificates. That's a lot of like wasted resources. So with Venafi, you can easily manage your certificates and renew them if needed. Red Hat Satellite, again, it's another tool. Very complicated. I want to explain it. And again, you would see a UI, okay, dashboard. Dashboards are very important for security people. Severity levels, passed, failed, others. Spacewalk, a Linux open source system management solution. A Red Hat was derived from Spacewalk. How it looks like, again, UI would look kind of the same. And now Packbot. Packbot is our upcoming talk next week. Be sure to be there because they would be they're expecting tech people to come, and aside from that, they would bring 2 recruiters, so they may see who people are promising, I guess. So again, one of the reasons for having this talk is to prepare people for that talk, because all of the technologies that I talk about is what Packbot is using, or tools, or deployment stack. So again, Packbot is just a continuous compliance monitoring and continuous compliance reporting, but uh, it works with assess, report, immediate, repeat, and a lot of key capabilities. So basically, Patbot, what it does is it uses, here's a good overview. So it checks, let's say you're using AWS EC2, right? So all of your instances now, you can monitor them easily instead of having to check them one by one. So this is one of the advantages of having Patbot. So you would have, again, an automation to review and check for vulnerabilities, okay? And that's the end for my talk. Thank you. Any questions that I can answer?
Is Packbot free?
Packbot, that one I don't think it's free for now. I don't know actually. It's open source, but I think it could be free.
I think she said that's why she wants to introduce us to it.
Yeah. So one thing, it's open source, so it could be free. Yeah. But sometimes that's why you have to go to the talk next Tuesday. Any more questions?
Among those tools, how much percentage will you use?
Among those two.
In this, at least you try it out.
Okay. So I've tried Fargate. I tried Lambda. I tried S3. I tried ECS. I tried EC2, and I forgot other things. But because I've been to a workshop that we tried a lot of them. DynamoDB, yeah.
For me, traditional computer science, how much we learn the language, that was the previous generation. Now this coming generation, how much have you used this kind of tools, APIs? That's a totally different question.
Yeah, so before I went to a Red Hat workshop, they have this simple line that is very strong. So before we have companies, and a lot of software ate the companies, right? And now a lot of APIs are eating the software companies. Because right now everyone's just selling the API, building layers of product, and selling that again. Yeah.
To me, you showed a lot of icons from the Amazon.
Yeah.
Looks like a real product. They are selling those things.
And it's not yet all the products. It's not yet all the products. Again, if we could just go to the very first slide. So again, this brief overview is to spark some interest for you guys to go out and search for all these wonderful rare Pokemons. Oh no, I mean AWS products. Okay. So one thing to note is, they're color-coded. Okay. Orange would be the compute set of services. Green would be security. Blue would be database. Red would be storage. Yellow would be, I don't know, I have to check.
Oh, okay, there are parents.
There are patterns.
Who put the color?
Pink one.
They put the color, not me.
Blue is what it is.
If you have the Amazon jobs in terms of
Mhm.
you never use those products, right? You know only coding can you survive. You know the algorithm, data structure, Java, and we have interview over there. Can it survive?
So before, yes. Now I don't know, but I think you can still survive because knowing to code is still one of the best skills that you would need to have.
But now I know the coder, and then I know this one, then I have some advantage.
So it would have an advantage, but to really push that advantage is going for AWS certifications. And usually it's paid like 100, but if you're a student, it might be discounted like 50%. But again, learning resources are free. I just finished my AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials in their free online resource.
Yeah. I think those things we didn't expect. Those things are coming.
Collaborate.
Sharing the slide.
I am sharing the slides.
Yeah, what's
I
that?
think the glossary for it, so you can share together.
Yeah.
Sure.